Good morning, everyone. Hey, Wade. Ken, how are you? Glenn, Wade, Omar, Edward, Michelle. Good morning. Hey, Jill, Brandon, Porkies. Hello, hello, everyone. We'll be getting started in just a minute. We're really light on the room. I know the telegrams went out. Did anyone get an email? Or is there something going on? Steve's doing great, Wade. Yep. All right. Oh, Lance had a thing, but it just ended. All right. Lance had a thing, but it just ended. So yeah, people are trickling in now. Hope everyone had a great weekend. Kind of a finicky market today. All right, folks. Almost there. Barry said, I saw Trump on TV, but I didn't hear what he's saying. He is talking to the president of El Salvador in a
Who's talking to
televised
us?
meeting. Trump,
When?
right now.
Salvador
Yep.
should be talking to China or Putin. That's who he should be talking to. All right, let me turn on YouTube and get YouTube here. There we go. Say hello to everybody on YouTube. Jump back in here now. There it is. Let me mute it. Federico, Richard, Jody, Julio, Steve. Good day, folks on YouTube. Hello there. Hello there. Put that in there. And now let me go and say to everybody here. We got, where is everybody here? There we go. We got Louie, we got Gus, we got Bob, we got Jill, we got Doug, we got Rochelle. Rochelle, I haven't heard from you in a while. I hope everything is okay. I hope Leon is doing okay. Let me take, I got to take a look at Starbucks real quick. Just came up on my alert here. Rochelle, we got Don, we got Ken. Hey, Ken. Hope you had a good weekend. Martin. Hi, Martin. Hope everything is good up east. Brendan, HG's here. Sassy Trainer's in the house. Kathy's there. Bodine. We got Kimberly. We got Vernon. We got Phil. We got Bob. We got Kathy. We got iPhone 10. We got Laura. We got, oh, sorry to hear that, Rochelle. Kathleen. We got Annette. We got John. We got Murray cleaning a garage. Bought a house. You need a woman around there, Murray. You need a woman's touch around the house, or maybe more than one. I don't know. Nice to hear that. iPhone 10, who am I talking to? I know you, but put your name in there. Bodine? Hello there, Bodine. We got, think Glenn says, great pre-market show today. Thank you. Cyrus, Annette, how do I phone customer service? I have no idea. I don't know, Annette. But I'm sure Matt can get you that information and post it here. Can you find out, Matt?
Yeah, customer service phone number.
Yes, yes. He'll post it here for you, Annette, in a few minutes. First timer from iPhone, Genevieve, John, Scampy, Richard from Puente Gorda. Richard, you saw the email, my response to you this weekend. I wouldn't be that Tom Gentile. I'm very careful with his advice. Tom Gentile's telling people to go buy and go long and all that. It's like we're not above the 200-day moving average yet, buddy. Take it easy. Slow your horses down. Hey, Isaac. Bodine. Peter. Hey, Peter. John, Annette, Dom. How are you, Dom? Yeah, how is your vision, Ken? That's a good question. William. Nestor. Buenas tardes a todos. Okay. Press 2. Richard says, I got your response and much appreciated. You're welcome. Ken says, I have my other cataract surgery tomorrow. That means it's going well. The first one was a rocky recovery, but doing well now. My parents said the same. My parents said the same thing. They were about the same age as Ken, and they said the same thing, that it was a pretty rocky recovery. Pretty rocky recovery. Pretty rocky recovery. All right. Hey, there's the phone number for customer service. So I forgot to tell you guys a funny story. Jill actually reminded me. So we got on this discussion. We got on this discussion of me. This is the funniest story you guys will ever hear. Talk about jeopardizing yourself. I don't even know if I told Matt this story. So when I first moved here, I was doing work with Booker, and Booker lives in Houston, in Texas, and I'm in Florida. And I had to travel to visit Booker to do a webinar. And I'm really prideful in being like, I don't like being sick. I don't like taking days off. I don't like any of that stuff. So about a week before that trip, I was, this true story. I went to Mexico with my family. I went to Mexico. Nothing to do with the market. So if you want to tune out for 30 seconds, but it's just a funny story. It has nothing to do with the markets. Jill actually reminded me this morning of when she mentioned Booker. She was right. Very good memory. Very, very good memory. So let me tell you, it's a funny story. So a week before my trip to visit Booker, I went with my family to Mexico. I just moved here, and I just got Clyde. And Clyde happened to have ringworms when he was a little kitten. And me and my family, we all got ringworms from Clyde. And we all went to Mexico with ringworms. And that thing you put on your skin, I don't know. I was impatient. So I was like, you know what? We're in Mexico. I'm going to go get pills for ringworms because you can get pills for it, antibiotics, and they're much better than they're much better than the stuff you put on your things. So those antibiotics that I got for my ringworms, they must have worked really a little too well. This is like 6-7 years ago. And I started getting really bad stomach problems. And I came back to Florida, and I was on my way to visit Rob, and I felt like I had a stomach bug, and I had to fly, and I had to do all this during. Jill actually reminded me, but that was the story behind it. I thought I was smarter than everybody else, which I'm not when it comes to medicine. And instead of doing the cream like everybody else, I decided to do the pills. And boy, oh boy, the side effects from those pills were not fun. So, yes. So I ended up doing the webinar and everything went well, but I was miserable on the flight there and on the flight back. I thought I forgot about it, but Jill, good memory. You reminded me of it. I was really, really sick. Ironically, the side effects from the pills were 1,000 times worse than. Oh yeah. The ring. This is like 6-7 years ago. And yeah. I was just not patient enough. I wanted it today. I didn't want it to be better a week from now. I wanted it to be better now. So I did the pills. So anyway, that was my story. Thought it was a pretty funny story how I made myself sick for absolutely no reason whatsoever. Yeah, the ringworms are good. They were Oh God. Yeah, that's exactly right, Jeff. That's right. Sorry, I don't know how I got on this topic, but yeah, Clyde, when he was a little kitten, he had ringworms. All right, let's talk about the markets. So this market, I'm going to say the market did an amazing job this morning of I think the market did like the best job. I think if the market could get an Academy Award, I think the market deserves an Academy Award for fooling us into believing that the market was going to go up. I think that the market deserves a an Oscar nomination. I mean the day's not over yet, but look at the day so far. We gapped up, we tried to make another top, we tried to make another top, and we go down, and now we're almost at this is where we closed on Friday. So what the market is telling us right now is we've completely erased all the upside from that move. Oh, I'm not sharing. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm not sharing today. I'm not sharing. I gotta share. It would be much it would be very helpful if I was sharing. Where is my share? I am not sharing. Now I'm sharing. This is the beginning of monkey business. I haven't heard you say that in a long time, Cyrus. So you see where we're at right now. You see, this is where we closed on Friday, and we opened up, and I was look, the market was up what 350, 400 points. It was up pretty good, and now where's my here? Now, if you look at the futures, Nasdaq's up 50, 140. We were Russell's negative already, and these will reflect the market. But the point is, we're not, we're not jumping. We're not jumping. There's nothing crazy happening here. And by the way, volatility has been going straight up. We're now at 35, and ADD's been going down. Look at Volt today. Started real strong, but boom, back down. Yep, yep. Oh, there's something coming. I hear Matt's audio. Matt, share the wealth, Matt.
He's still speaking. We're
He's still speaking.
talking. He's talking about pharmaceutical tariffs right now.
Oh boy, don't let's not hold our breath now. But you guys could see how the spy is. But this is basically telling us that and I thought when I read it, I was like, wow. When I read it, wow, you know, we're exempt from hey Arturo, you too, you too. We're exempt from chips and pretty much everything that China gives us, right? I was like, well, this is fantastic. Market's going well, but I said, be careful. And what did I tell you? What was the biggest thing? The bond market. The bond market. The bond market's only up 19 ticks. The bond market is not going up. Look, all day long. We gapped up. We're below the VWAP. This is not good. This is not good. And the rally in the bond market really couldn't propel us out of this danger zone. And even if it does, we got the 200-day right here. So that's kind of where we're at, folks. We're not in a great place right now. And I warned you this morning. I said, don't get too excited. Look at the bond market. If the bond market can't rally, and I'm going to tell you, I talked to a lot of professional traders, and the only thing they said is the bond market going to rally. The bond market has to bite. If the bond market doesn't bite, Trump has to figure out a way to stimulate this because this is what he's got to sell to China right now and Japan. The bond market. And the way you do that is by raising confidence because this is traded by investors and traders, not by the government. The government can't just do this and switch it over. So we got to be very, very mindful of this right now. Let me see how the energy market's doing. Yeah, energies are not going up either today. They're going to, that's right, John. They're going to UK instead of US. You are 100% right. They're not buying. They're not buying. That, my friends, is the problem right there. That, my friends, is the problem right there. That really is the problem right there. Okay. Sorry about that. I just wanted to check something. Also, we have a lot of sectors now in the red. In here. Techn Consumer cyclical, technology, energy, industrial. These are speculative sectors right here. These are speculative sectors right here. Okay. Let me check one more thing, please. And then, well, actually, I'm doing exactly what I should be doing here. Is there a replay of the Zoom later today? You could watch it in real time. You can watch it later. You could watch it now. You could rewind it, pause it, stop it, forward it. You could do whatever you want. It's right here, Michael. Here you go. Make sure you set your replay on YouTube to 1080p so you get good quality, okay? Hey Malik, how are you? Chem Jamin, how are you? Isaac, Araj, how are you guys? How are you? Let me check something here. Nah, we've got dead zone right now. So let me now give you some analysis. He just asked if there was a replay. Dr. Kawan, how about we post this for everybody so everybody can read it alongside me? If you're going to make me read it, let make everybody else reading. Given the Fed's higher for longer stance and the Treasury's increased issuance, how sustainable is the current yield environment, and what point does this start to create a real systematic pressure on U.S. fiscal position of broader financial markets? Well, that's a great question, Dr. Kobeni. But you see, there's something you forgot to mention in your analysis. The Fed's higher for longer stance is simply because Trump keeps going back and forth and can't make up his mind. Once he tells us what things are going to be, then we can ascertain that. By the way, I've been saying the same thing now for a month. I'm a little sick of saying it, but it's really not the Fed. The Fed. My response to you is, Dr. Kwabani, is the CPI and PPI were better than expected. We have to do nothing. We do not have to lower rates. Donald Trump, tell us what you want us to appraise. So far, you haven't been able to tell anyone. We don't even know if you're doing this to raise money for U.S. or you're trying to bring uh, uh, um, other countries to the table. We still don't know. We still have to can't figure it out. So as soon as we have the uncertainty that's stemming from the White House that's destabilizing our economy, as soon as that's resolved, then I can answer your question better. I hope that answers your question. They're not cutting anything. They're not going to cut anything. They're going to stick it to them where it hurts. Yeah. I'm just being honest with you. I don't want to be politically correct. I'm being honest with you. Okay. Uh, I'm not going to get into the details of what he's going to do. I'm going to say exactly what I said to you guys in December. We're going to have a lot of turbulence. There's going to be a huge roller coaster. The market does not like uncertainty, and we're going to have a lot of it coming up. That's all I said, and I'm still telling you. Notice I have not talked about tariffs specifically. I've not talked about how they're going to impact what. I've been very, very broad about the whole thing. All I've been saying is whatever he's going to do, I just want him to do it so we can move on. That's all I said. That's it. Don't get me into your I'm not going to go there. Because honestly, it doesn't really matter because the market would be able to work with it as long as we know what it is that we're working with, not a Shanghai surprise. Yes, I've been very balanced. The guy who's going to give you a politically driven answer is a fool that's going to take and look at the politicals, at the political stuff a lot more than the market. I'm not going to do that. The key to being a professional trader is to being objective, to seeing every side to every corner. The guy who's going to be wearing the Trump hat or the guy or Biden or whatever. No, no, no. They're too biased. They got this. They got the glasses on. I don't have any of that on. I'm looking at market action and I'm looking how market action is responding from the stimuli that's relevant. That's all I am doing. This morning, I told you very, very clearly. What did I tell you this morning? Let's break this down. This is important. What do I always tell you? Uh, when will you address the ES and MES? What would you like me to address, Fred? What would you like me to address? This is not. This is the pit. This is not the trading zone. I've addressed it this morning in the trading zone. I've actually posted a note on it. Robert, all Vold questions are good, but hold on. Let me explain to you something. What did I tell you this morning specifically? I said today's going to be a great lesson in showing you the catalyst. What's the catalyst? What is the catalyst? Chips, tech, excitement over this thing, right? That's what was rallying the market. After all, the Nasdaq was up twice as much as as blue chips before the open. Remember, we were all there. The Dow was up 300, and so was the Nasdaq. Dow's got to be up twice as much. There was clearly a bias towards the technology, and we know chips, 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 right? What was I looking at today? Semiconductors. I did warn you before the election this was going to happen. I did. I did. What I didn't see coming, Wade, was Fed lowering rates when they saw exactly the same thing that I was seeing. That's what. So let's go back to the market. Let's go back to chips. So this morning, when we opened up, look at semiconductors. Look where they were. 207. We closed at 201. We opened up at 20, almost 207. What did I tell you? What did I tell you is going to be the big thing to look at today? What do I always tell you? Whatever's causing the rally or the downside is what you want to look at. The market usually has one troublemaker at a time. What does that mean, one troublemaker at a time? If you look at the market like I do, like it's a soap opera and we review the same thing every day, you will notice one of the key players is usually causing the problem. It's either technology or it's bank stocks or it's the bond market. Something is outside of our comfort zone. Something is causing the move. Today, this morning, you didn't have to be a market wizard to know about it, okay? You really didn't need to know. You did not need to be a market wizard. We had news over the weekend. That news was no tariffs on all the goodies that we get from Mexico. I even made a note over the weekend. I'm like, this is really good. Like, this is like everything we get from Mexico. Like, I mean, China. Forget Mexico. China. Forget Mexico. Everything we get, everything we get from China, like chips, technology. I'm like, man, oh man, Monday, techs are going to rally hard. What happened this morning? Techs are rallying hard. What part of techs is rallying the hardest? Chip stocks. What was in play today? Chip stocks. That's how you got to start looking at the market. Then what was I talking about all morning today? Look how I was fixated on. Look at this. Let me show you. Look at my channel. I don't like the weakness I'm seeing right now. This is already 11:30. Here, let me go earlier today. Chips. If you know the catalyst, you can intelligently gauge it. We know that the two things driving price is tariffs and more specifically the exemption on chips, which is what made the market pop this morning. This is at 9:54, folks. This is 25 minutes after the market opened. This is not at 12:20. This is at a 9:54. But if you didn't know the trigger, you wouldn't be able to see that. I teach you that in the morning show and always tell you to know what causes the move so you can gauge that effectively. This is at 9:54. Let's see if I do it even earlier here. No, I didn't. I did it in the main room because I said to everybody I'm going to keep you updated. Mag's losing strength. Look, chips, chips, chips. What happened as soon as they opened? I did give you those levels. That's right. Look at what's happening with chips. Now, it's one thing when I tell you this after it happened. But I told you this at 9:54. And I told you this in the morning show. What's that disgusting saying? Whoever made the smell, whoever
Smelt it, dealt it.
smelt it, dealt it. Folks, if you can remember that, then you can remember this. Whoever smelt it, dealt it. That's how this works. You find out who the troublemaker is. And that's going to be the biggest catalyst that day. So if let's say that none of this tariff stuff was going around, hypothetically, and let's say none of this chips, let's say Trump wasn't around, okay? Well, I can't imagine that, but let's say he wasn't around. Right now, the biggest problem would be financial stocks. They're in earnings right now. That's where we would be looking at. You always have to determine in the morning, and this is why I do the morning show. I always determine in the morning where the strong or the weak spot is, where the vulnerability is. And you need to watch that 10 times more than anything else. Right now on TC2000, all I have is my semiconductors and MEGs. All I'm looking at, look right here, I'm looking at right here, SMH and QQQ. And my MEGs are right here, right above me, right here. Look, MAGs, RSP, QQQ, SMH, RSP, MAGs. Right here, right there. And I'm looking two whole screens just for that. Look, QQQ, MAGs, RSP, SMH. Just two full screens, two full screens. That's like 40% of my real estate just for that. So you will become much, much better trader if you can, once it becomes clear we're manufacturing chips here in the US. The problem, Boyd, is once it becomes clear that we don't have the technology to manufacture chips here for the next 2 years, it's going to become a lot muddier. Please, let's stick to my topics. I'm begging you. All right. By the time manufacturing actually comes to America, Trump will not be the president anymore. Please. And manufacturing in America, it would cost $4,000 to make an Apple iPad in America, iPhone in America. Did you guys see what Apple did ahead of these tariffs? Let's stick to reality. Let's stick to right now. Did you guys see what Apple did? Did you guys read that article? Folks, the last thing you want, I mean, as Americans, the last thing you want is to bring manufacturing back to America. The last thing you want. Now, if you want to pay 400 for Nikes, if you want to pay 3,000 for your iPad, God bless you. I don't want to pay $150 for my wife's manicure and pedicure. I know, Bob. I know. God bless. So please, yes. So please, yes, but it's going to take 2 years for it to happen, Boyd. You see, excuse me, 2.5 years. Yes, they're building. They're building. They're going to keep building. And as soon as Trump is out of the White House, they're going to go back to India faster than you could say, "Who's your daddy?" You're not going to change the world. America is supported by other countries. We are great because of other countries. All right? And that's a fact. All right. Nobody's going to argue with me on that. I don't want to get into Boyd. I don't want to get into political discussions. I don't want to get into any of that. I'm very happy with what I'm in. I want to be my own little world reading price action. All right. So and that's the bottom line, folks. That's the bottom line. Okay. It's going to take a long time. It's going to take a long time. It's going to take a lot longer than we have, okay, for this market to rally. A lot longer. It's going to be a very long process, a very, very long and laborious process, okay? That's going to take many, many decades to accomplish. It's not going to happen overnight. All right. All right. And that's the bottom line, folks. And again, if you think I'm wrong, again, just think about my track record for being wrong. All right. So Technology, consumer cyclicals, and technology are flat. All right, they're flat. They're not doing so well. The bond market is struggling to stay afloat and is again near Friday's levels. Very, 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 very bad. Um, VIX is going back up, coming back up. Okay, coming back up. Coming back up. Not good. Not good for the market. Also, you might have noticed here that the only two sectors that are above. Yeah, I don't want Beverly. Honestly, I don't know what. Let me pose this for everybody. I don't know what he's going to do, and honestly, I care about what we're going to do in reaction to what he's going to do, not what he's going to do. I can't gauge what he's going to do. His advisors can't gauge what he's going to do, but we can do. We can react, and we can gauge the market, and that's what we need to do. That's the key here. I think that's really the key here. Because if debt keeps going lower, nobody's going to want to buy it. I've been doing this for too long, and I'm too old to bullshit you. So, consumer defensive is up, real estate is up, utilities are up. This is not great. This is not great. This is not great. None of this is great. None of this is great. And if this goes below 1%, then we're going to get a very blatantly choppy market without a lot of directional bias. And also, folks, I hate to remind you, but it is Monday. It is Monday. So look what we're doing. We're chopping around right now. Notice something interesting. These are levels from Friday, and these are levels from right now. Kind of back into that zone. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I don't like that as far as I could throw that. Don't like that. Let's see. SMH. Look where SMH closed on Friday. To give you guys some relative, if you're visual, for all of you who are visual. See that? We're back in that zone. Yeah, Cyrus, exactly. Back in that zone. QQQ. Back in that zone. So far, we're pretty much back where we were on Friday. That's okay, Frosty B. It's all right. It's all right, Val. Becoming a range day would look like it was going to be a trend day. It's coming. And by the way, Mondays usually are consolidation days. So we may just sit here and consolidate for the remainder of the day Zoom user. Exactly. Be careful. Now, with that said, I do have some stocks on my short list. And look, I know that for a lot of you, I'm very different than most of the guys out there. I'm very straightforward. I don't care what anybody thinks. I have no political correctness in me because I just don't care. I'm just straight up. This is what I am. I'm not trying to please anybody. I'm not trying to make anybody happy. I'm not trying to hurt anybody's feelings. This is what it is. I'm completely unfiltered. I don't need to filter myself. I'm way, way, way past that. I don't have to worry about ever losing my job. I don't ever have to lose about making money. I can just totally be myself, which is one of the biggest reasons why I still do this. So one of the advantages you have is you have somebody who is completely unbiased, completely doesn't care about politics, and is giving you a true view of what's really happening in this country without any kind of bias. I have zero bias. Okay? Zero bias. Okay? That's the bottom line. Because my goal is not to be right about what Trump is going to do next. I couldn't care what he does next. I care about making money. That will make you happy. Okay? That's the bottom line. All right. And I'm hoping that you guys can tell the difference between me and some of these other clowns. You see, I mean, Richard sent me an email. This clown this clown is telling him to buy FANG stocks. Listen to this. Listen to this. This is insane. I'm gonna say what this guy was. Matt, you got to hear this. Tom Gentile, right? Supposedly an option guru from from Agora, right? I'm going to talk about pizza in a second. Listen to what this guy was saying. He wanted people to buy 1 year out options on mega caps. So let's see. Now remember, market didn't close. This was over the weekend. What was VIX doing? How do we VIX close on Friday? VIX closed at 37. Do you guys think it's smart to buy options that are the most overinflated they've been in 5 years, a year out right now? Hold on. Wait. So first red flag. I'm teaching you guys by how stupid this guy is. Not Richard. Richard, he agreed with me. This guy who sent him this letter. He this guy's telling them to buy. So I'm like, well, Richard, right away, two red flags. Why would you buy options more than a day out or like a week out when VIX is at 37? He didn't know it was going to be lower today, and even if he did, it's at 33 right now. Right? Thanks, Boyd. But listen. So first red flag. First red flag. First red flag. First red flag. Don't buy options a year out when the VIX is at it's near literally at the highest level that's like telling somebody to go buy a life raft on the fourth day of a hurricane. Shouldn't you have been telling me this beforehand? It makes no sense, right? Yeah. But Richard, it's the same thing. The option you're buying and the one that you're selling is the same. Richard's here, by the way. Richard Feinberg. Uh, the option you're buying and the option you're selling, they still have implied volatility. You're overpaying for two, okay? Eh. It's like your dollar's getting inflated and the shop you're buying something at is getting inflated. It's like the price is going up in two places, right? It's the same thing. And then number two, look at the mega caps right now. We're below the 200-day moving average. We gotta get above the 200-day moving average. We gotta get at least here. So my point is, don't do stupid things. That's just a stupid thing. Stupid thing. They have the wrong meaning of trading options. Yeah. Now, if somebody said to you, buy mega cap stocks for the next 5, 10 years right now, I would say that's a pretty good idea. But buying options right now when VIX is at 33 a month, you're going to pay three times for Richard, you realize you're literally going to pay three times as much for those options. Three times as much. Yeah, my spreads are from 60 to 180. Exactly. Right. What Adam just says, VIX on ceiling is just taking your money away. Exactly. So again, I don't want to belabor the point, but I wanted to explain to you that there's a lot of fools out there right now, just saying stupid things. Okay. Good, Reynolds. I'm happy to hear that. Here's what Reynolds said. Next time, post for everybody to see here. What did you say about Void? Tom Gente is a farce. His firm cheated me out of thousands some years back. Avoid this guy like a plague, or just do the opposite of his recommendations. Exactly. That's how I really feel. All right, enough of the hating. Let's talk about stocks that I'm actually liking. Back to 5 minutes. Back to daily. Please don't listen to advisory services that are telling you to buy options or spreads a year out right now. That's just buffoonery. All right, stocks to the short side. Pizza. Yummy for my tummy. I love how it's breaking down right now. Exactly, Robert. Wait for it to go to the VWAP. We'll put a little VWAP alert right here for today. Crosses down. And I don't want to make fun of anybody, but boy, this guy just burned me. That's just like telling people, hey, just throw your money away. Exactly, Zoom user, right. He was with Optionetics. Murray, how do you remember that? But yes, he was. He sold Optionetics to Agora, and then Agora went belly up or something. I don't know what he's doing now. I really don't care. But I'd wait for the VWAP. But I like what I'm seeing here. Let's see how expensive options. I really don't want to give you options right now because I don't want you taking them, but you're going to do it anyway. Yeah, we're all very. Agora is like used to be the biggest biggest financial publisher, but they're separate. They broke up into multiple parts. Gulfport Analytics, God bless him. Okay, 32 days out, 76 delta. Oh my God, look at this. The option costs $5 for 30. It's like one-sixth the price. It's very expensive. It's very, 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 very expensive. Yeah, you got $4.50 intrinsic value here. So you're only, you know what the truth is? You're only paying, you're only paying, you're actually paying about $1 for this option. The rest is intrinsic value. Yeah, they're doing this thing. Debit spreads would be better, but it's still not, you're still cushioning your blow. All right, let's continue. Tesla, 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 Tesla. Now, it's getting really weak and it's now trading in this level. I'd like to see it a little weaker, but I'm becoming bearish on Tesla. 18 days out, you'll have to do a spread here. You'll have to buy the 250 and you'll have to sell the 247.50, and you're going to spend no more than a dollar and a quarter. Okay. Nathan, I've been trading underlying stock a lot on pit trades and your recommendations lately. That has worked well. Oh, yeah, that'll work great. That's how I trade, Nathan. That's the best way to trade. But a lot of people don't have the account balance. Naked puts are great if you're willing to take delivery. Only do naked puts when you're willing to take delivery. When options are triple value, then option spreads will also be triple value. Yes. And strangles and straddles are like 3 times their. I mean, it's just amazing right now. Wait, give this a little more weakness, but I think Tesla's got a little more downside to go. FL, it's a nice session today. I'm very bearish on this stock. I'm going to add an alert. Here, I like the stock for a short. I think it's, look how well it's defending this price level. Hopefully it'll break down here and then we can get it on a pullback back to the VWAP. What did you say, Roger? Wait till VIX is, no, below 30, not at 20. 20 would be ideal, but I don't think any of us are patient enough for it to break 20. But I'd like to see it break 30 and start moving into, and start trading in the 20s, not just dipping into the 20s, but trading into the 20s. Ideally, you want VIX between 10 and 20. You don't want VIX below 10 because then there's no volatility in the market, and you don't want VIX above 20. There's a sweet spot between 10 and 20. Alpha zone target right now would be the VWAP at 539.80. That would be the target, the VWAP right now. If I was in a trade, it would be 539, 539.8, 539, 540, I guess. Yeah. All right, let's continue. I got that here too. Waiting for signals that I actually want to take. Right here. By the way, if you took this one today to the short side, nice entry showed on wasn't working out at 10:10. Yeah. Yep, right at 10:10. But we got to be, this market is very, 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 very frisky right now. Very, very, very frisky. All right, let's continue. 18 days out. Actually, yeah, 18 days out. 71 delta. It's not that expensive. You're only paying about 20 cents outside of intrinsic value. 13 put right here. VWAP bill, you got to buy the full-time trading class. It's called the full-time trading class. It'll be the best $300 or $400 you'll ever spend, I promise you. No, not this stock. This stock, SCVL. Not day trading, but maybe for a swing. 22.52. Good for you, Sean. Good for you. Good for you. Excellent. 78 delta, 22.50 put. Not a bad looking stock. Starbucks. Very similar to Tesla. I don't want you doing anything with Tesla or Starbucks yet. I want them both to trade here. See how it's trading here? I want this, the meat of the candle, not the wick, but the meat of the body. I want the body to be right here. I call it the meat of the candle. I want the meat of the candle here. You don't have to wait for it to break the lows, but you want to break for it to break these areas. So it's at the 8 day right now. It bounced off the 8 day. It's really weak. I really like it right now. I know Richard loves these type of trades. Richard, if you're here, let me know if you're taking this trade. I know you like the 8 day VWAP bounces that are still weak. This one looks really good, but I prefer to wait for a little confirmation for it to trade around here. So I actually want to see a little more weakness here, not strength, but weakness. I want to see more weakness, and then I want to see a little bit of strength, and then I would get back in. So right now, if you want to gauge stocks, see how the SPY's turning up a little bit? You want stocks that are down that are not doing this. You want stocks that are still coming down right now. And what I just said about Starbucks is exactly the same thing with Tesla. I want to see the meat of this day trade right here. Right here. I'm bearish on it. I am, but I would feel more warm and fuzzier seeing it come right here. Come right here. Okay, let me do the long side. Are you guys getting value from this? Is this giving you some value? Are you starting to become a little more targeted in terms of what you're focused on? Are you keeping volatility more in mind? Are you looking at the market more from a structural perspective instead of just going along with whatever the hell is up there? Are you starting to look at stocks from how well they're moving, how wiki they are, the quality of the stock, visual back testing, all that stuff that you'll never learn in any book because most guys writing these books have absolutely no clue about this stuff? Good. Good, 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 good. That's what I want to know. Okay, let's talk about the long side. You may be disappointed to hear that the same stocks that I was telling you to buy before the last week are the same stocks I'm going to tell you to buy now. And by the way, these are the last stocks we traded in the pit before we went dark. We never went dark, but before we got quiet, very quiet. BJ's, look how well this stock held up. Look at this. By the way, I joined. I go now every Saturday morning and get gas there. Matt, I paid 264 for a gallon of unleaded there.
Wow.
Yeah. 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 $20 now for their membership. You don't even have to go in. Zoom says 3L on BJ. I don't know what 3L is. I don't know what 3I or 3L is, but I do like BJ's right now. That's definitely on my watch list. Um, right here, 270 New York. Wow. Wow. Anyways, what I like about BJ's is I can get gas without going in. If I go in, I'm going to spend $500. The membership now is $20. Is $20 instead of $60, and you don't have to tie it up to a credit card if you don't want to. My dad did, but I don't really use credit cards much. So I just use debit cards and American Express. So anyway, there was nobody there. I go there at about 8 in the morning. There's nobody there. I fill up and I take Rachel to Horsey track. It's fantastic. Anyway, I like the stock. I like the stock. I like the stock. Is this the best time to buy? I don't know, but I like the stock a lot. 32 days out, 69 delta. It's not that bad. You're only paying about $3, $4 time premium for a $115 stock. It's okay. It's no Amazon. I prefer it closer to the 8 day, around the 116 area, but I do like it. That's expensive art. 260 something. I don't remember if it's 263 or 268. Walmart. Walmart, I'm becoming pretty bullish on Walmart right now. Matt, see if you could find a good home for it, would you?
Mhm.
I like Walmart right now. I do. I was trying to do a weekly cash flow trade on it this morning, and the spreads were not good. So I said, screw it. I'll find a program and put it in. I like Walmart. I do like Walmart right now. If you're going to go long Walmart, you can go ahead and buy the 67 call, 90 strike price, 67 delta, uh, May 9th expiration. It's only about $1.80 price value, which is okay. Walmart imports a lot of goods of China, so does Amazon. Shouldn't that make you worry? No, price action is not making me worried at all. Boyd, what I want to see is I want a stock that should be worried, that's not worried. That's called relative strength. Now, Amazon does not showing me relative strength. Amazon, I would short right now. Let me tell you something, Boyd. Uh, uh, Walmart has always been a consumer defensive stock. When shit gets rough, people put money in Walmart. They go to Walmart. Walmart is a defensive play. I'm very nervous about the market, and I'm all in Walmart right now. As a matter of fact, I might have mentioned to you guys the only stock I have in my retirement account is a bunch of SPY ETFs, not options, but actual SPY ETFs, and Walmart. It's the only thing I have right now in my retirement account. Matt, am I telling the truth?
You are.
I'm not. I don't lie to you guys. It is what it is. Uh, hmm Look what Walmart is doing right now in light of all of this news that's already been priced in, Boyd. Look, if you and I know the dangers of the world, so do hedge fund managers, and they're buying Walmart on this news. And they've been buying Walmart, and Walmart's now above the 50-day moving average. Not even the 200, the 50. I also said there was a couple of other stocks I put into this category. Oh, calls on Walmart here, 25 days out, 67 deltas, okay. Right here, 90 calls. I gave these a few minutes ago. May 9th expiration. You got less than $2 of premium here. It's not too bad. I mean, if you're going to buy a stock, this is not the worst stock to buy. Now, this is tricky. I want you to add Palantir to your watch list, but I don't want you to do anything right now. I like what I'm seeing. I'm starting to like it, but it's got to overcome this shtick right here. This right here. And it's not responding too great. It's okay today. It's okay. But I would add it to your watch list. I love how it's defending the 50-day moving average, and I love how strong it is. And if it gets back above the VWAP and this turns green, I may change my mind. I like it, but I don't love it. I like Walmart better right now. And you can see why. Look at the intraday. By the way, the SPY's not looking all that great right now. Anyway, it's not great. Anyway, um, new tariffs. Matt, something new on chip stocks?
Haven't gotten
Anyway,
anything.
so if you were going to go to Palantir, and I don't recommend you do right now because it has to overcome this area right here, which is 98. How about we do this? How about we just set an alert right now for a week, and we just hold it, and I'll give you an alert if it happens. How about that? Okay. But if I was buying it right now, which I'm not, I would be buying the May 9th call 25 days out. Uh, 66 delta. No, they're too expensive. Forget it. I would do a spread. I would go right here 95 versus 96. And if I can do it for 50 cents, I would do it. Otherwise, I would go 95, 97, and I would try to do it for a dollar. If I can't get it for a dollar, I probably wouldn't do it. You'll probably be able to do this for a dollar. Yeah, you will. You will. MSTR. Doesn't look so great. Doesn't look as good as it looked this morning. I didn't see this 100-day above it. Forget it. Scratch. If it was here, I'd like it. It's got to get above this. TJ Maxx. Definitely not a stock you want to day trade. Not a stock you want to day trade. Look how wiki it is. This is the last stock you want to day trade, unless you're a fading type of trader. But this is a nice stock for a swing right now. It's very strong. And again, Boyd, the same argument that we made with Walmart would be effective here. People gravitate when things get. So I want to tell you guys something interesting. Okay, my wife goes to to get her toes done at this lady's she has this lady that does her toes. The lady, she went there the other day. The lady told her she's one of the most busiest women in here in Jacksonville. She told her yesterday. She said, this is the least busiest I've been in 6 years. In 6 years. And all of the people who are coming to me are freaking out right now. Now, people like that It's very, very important to hear what people like that have to say. You know why? Because generally speaking, things start out at the streets, at the street level, and then they go up. So if people are complaining and freaking out over the price of pedicures, and this woman can't find anything to do in 6 years, this is a woman that's packed like a month and 6 weeks ahead of time, and she can't find work. That's very, very bad. So I'm telling you right now, we are not in a good place right now. When I hear talk like that from people, from everyday blue collar people, that is very, 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 very negative. Okay. But when people talk this way, what they do is they end up shopping at TJ Maxx, Walmart. They tend to gravitate to those stores because they're fearful. So those type of things tend to do well. Does anybody know the data when Trump will visit Fort Knox? We may have an even bigger crisis. That's beyond my pay grade. That's very interesting, DJ 1129. I did not know that. Administrator, maybe somebody else can answer your question. I can't answer your question because that's like the least of my concerns. Anyway, TJ Maxx, 25 days out. I want to find some stocks to short right now. 73. So actually, we have one already. 73 Delta, 25 days out. TJ Maxx. It's actually not that expensive. It's okay. 124 strike price, May 9th expiration. Okay. All right. Unless there's other questions, I'm going to go and try to find some trades. And Matt, are you looking for some good opportunities in Trading Zone Live?
Yep.
Right.
We're very choppy right now, though.
I know. I'll tell you, the market did an A+ job in trying to convince the bulls that we are bullish this morning. I mean, like the Vold was going up, everything was up, and we were like, I just don't see it. I just don't see it. And then I saw SMH get. Remember, I wrote to you this morning. Look at the weakness in SMH. Look at how weak the trend is. And then I looked at the mega caps. I'm like, this is not gonna. How are we gonna have a rally without SMH and mega caps rallying? I smelled a rat very early on today. I thought I was posting it for you guys. Yeah, I did. 9:44. I did. 9:44. See, look, 9:44. 9:40. 14 minutes after the market opened. Look at SMH. Look at SMH. See, look what I wrote here. See, even earlier than I thought. Let's see what I've taught you. What stocks did the weekend news impact the most? Chip stocks. Which stocks should be looking as the major catalyst to see what the markets do? Chip stocks. What are chip stocks doing? Breaking down almost lost most of its upside. Always know what stocks are the catalyst and focus on them. You will have the best gauge of market catalyst and sentiment for the day. See, 9:44 in the morning, guys. I gave you a heads up, 9:44 in the morning. Vold is not really holding well. Vold is doing this. Look. This is not Vold holding up well. This is Vold holding up well. This is Vold holding up well. This is choppy crap right here. All right. Folks, thank you so much. Love you all. Talk to you later. Thank you for the support, and let's find some good trades. No, I don't, Jeff. I use TC2000 and Think or Swim. Bye, guys. Have a great day, everybody. I double whammy it. Matt doesn't even use Think or Swim. He just uses TradingView.
Nope, said that backwards.
I'm sorry. Matt just uses Think or Swim. He doesn't use anything else. He doesn't use TC2000 or TradingView. He just uses Think or Swim. Bye, guys.